Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Sana Jabin, working as an assistant professor in Department of Botany, Division of Science and Technology, University of Education, Lahore. This is the 26th lecture of the course Mycology and Plant Pathology, and this lecture is about endomycorrhiza. An endomycorrhiza is a type of mycorrhiza in which the fungus penetrates the cortical cells of the roots of vascular plant. And this type of mycorrhizal association is mostly observed in field crops, but some tree species also form this association. Endomycorrhiza is also called arbuscular mycorrhiza or vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. There is some disagreement about whether arbuscular mycorrhizas or vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizas is the most appropriate name for these associations, because some fungi do not produce vesicles and arbuscules are not always present in the mycorrhizal roots. And the role of arbuscules in nutrient exchange has not been unequivocally demonstrated. Vesicular arbuscular associations consist of soil hyphae, spores, and auxiliary bodies which are produced in the soil, as well as arbuscules and vesicles. These structures can be used to identify the fungi, quantify them, and propagate these associations. Here in this picture, you can see principal components of vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal associations. Here in A, you can see the external mycelium, that is the mycelium present in the soil, hyphae and other structures produced by the members of glomeromycota in the soil, and here you can see the absorptive hyphae, distributive hyphae, and spores. All these structures are present in the soil. Here in B, you can see different types of storage structures, and here the spores are produced in the soil, and the vesicles which are produced in the roots and the auxiliary bodies on the soil hyphae. All these structures are storage structures that store various compounds which are required for the fungal nutrition. Here in C, you can see the structures formed by the members of glomeromycota in the mycorrhizal roots. Here you can see the vesicle, the arbuscules, and there are some intercellular hyphae in the air channel. And here you can see intracellular hyphae, and these are the points from where the endomycorrhizal fungi infect the host plant by the formation of an aprisorium. This figure shows an outline to study vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal associations. First, you will isolate the roots from the soil, stain them with staining techniques. Mostly trypan blue stain is used for the study of endomycorrhizal roots. Then after the isolation, you will observe them under the dissecting microscope or the stereo microscope. Here you can see a dissecting microscope, and under this microscope you can see root system with external hyphae and spores. Here you can see the external hyphae and the spores which are present in the root of the plant. And here you can see some spores of endomycorrhizal fungi which are separated from the soil by using this dissecting microscope. Here, by using a compound microscope, you can observe the fungal spores showing the spore wall features, as well as you can observe the vesicles and arbuscules, and you can also observe the hyphae which are present in between the cells, and you can observe the hyphae in the form of vesicles or arbuscules inside the host cells. Now let's see how endomycorrhizal association forms. The stages in root colonization by vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi are described in this slide. The association starts when soil hyphae respond to the presence of a root by growing towards it. It then establishes contact and grow along its surface. The root penetration occurs when one or more hyphae from episoria between the adjacent epidermal cells and penetrate these cells. One or more hyphae manage to penetrate the hypodermis and branch in the outer cortex of the host. The hyphae, which are mostly aseptate, they spread along the cortex in both directions from the entry point to form a colony, that is the infection unit. A relatively rapid parallel spread of intercellular hyphae may occur along air channels, or intracellular hyphae may follow a convoluted path through cortex cells. Then arbuscules grow within cortex cells from the subapical branches on the internal hyphae. The arbuscule formation follows hyphal growth, progressing outwards from the entry point. Then the vesicles develop to accumulate storage products in the members of the glomeromycota. The vesicles are initiated soon after the first arbuscules are formed, but continue to develop when the arbuscules senescence, that is when the arbuscules shed off. In later stages, arbuscules collapse and the hyphae in the root cortex develop cross walls in the old associations. So this is how the arbuscular mycorrhizal association is formed between the fungi that belongs to glomeromycota and the host plant, which are mostly the crop plants. And endomycorrhizas are variable and have been further classified as arbuscular mycorrhiza, ericoid mycorrhiza, arbutoid mycorrhiza, orchid mycorrhiza, and the monotropide mycorrhiza. Arbutoid mycorrhizas can be classified as ectendomycorrhiza, and the monotropide mycorrhizas form a special category. We will discuss both of these mycorrhizal associations in detail in the coming slides. So let's start about the detailed study of arbuscular mycorrhiza. Arbuscular mycorrhizas, formerly known as vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizas. These are the mycorrhizal associations whose hyphae penetrate the plant cells, producing structures that are either balloon-like, which are called the vesicles, or they are highly branched, and these branched hyphae are called the arbuscules. And these arbuscules are the means of nutrient exchange. That is, they act as interface to exchange the nutrients between the plant and the fungus. The structure of arbuscules greatly increases the contact surface area between the hyphae and the cell cytoplasm, and it facilitates the transfer of nutrients between both the partners. Arbuscular mycorrhizas are formed only by the fungi in Devian glomeromycota. These mycorrhizas are found in 85% of all plant families and occur in many crop species such as wheat, rice, and maize. Fossil evidence and DNA sequence analysis suggest that this mutualistic association appeared about 400 to 460 million years ago, when the first plants were colonized the land. So these are very primitive type of mycorrhizal associations. The hyphae of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi produce the glycoprotein, which is glomalin, and this protein may be one of the major stores of carbon in the soil. Arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi have been asexual for many years, and usually the individuals can contain many genetically different nuclei, and this phenomena is called heterokaryosis. That is, the fungi that contain genetically different nuclei and reproduce by means of asexual reproduction. Here in this picture, you can see the vesicles which are present in the root of a host plant, and these are the hyphae which are connected with the vesicles, and these vesicles are balloon-like structures and they store various compounds, for example carbohydrates, that are utilized by the fungi. And here in this picture you can see this is a host cell, and here you can see the hyphae, and these are the arbuscules which are present inside the host cell, and they are highly branched structures that help in exchange of nutrients, and they increase the surface area so that maximum exchange takes place. Next, coming towards the ericoid mycorrhiza. They have a simple intracellular phase and consist of dense coils of hyphae in the outermost layer of the root cells. There is no intercellular phase, and the extracellular phase consists of very few hyphae that don't extend very far in the surrounding soil. They might form sporocarps, and these sporocarps are in the form of small cups. Ericoid mycorrhizas have also been shown to have considerable saprotrophic capabilities, which would enable plants to receive nutrients, and they decompose the materials via the decomposing actions of their ericoid partners. So these fungi could be saprotrophic as well. Here in this picture, you can see the formation of ericoid mycorrhizal association, and here you can see the coils which are formed by the fungi inside the host epidermal cells. Then orchid mycorrhiza. This type of mycorrhizal association is present in the members of Orchidaceae. The Orchidaceae is one of the largest family in the plant kingdom. All orchids are mycoheterotrophic at some stage during their life cycle and form orchid mycorrhizal association. And this association needs because orchid seeds don't have the food reserve which might be used for the growth of these plants. So this is why, because they lack the endosperm, so they are very small and tinier seed producing plants. For orchid seeds, a specific mycorrhiza has to be present in the soil for seeds to be able to germinate and grow. The fungal partner belong to basidiomycete fungi, and the hyphae penetrate into the root cells and form coils for nutrient exchange. The adult orchids don't need the fungus to survive, but it usually occurs naturally where the plants grow. So the orchid mycorrhizal association is required for the growth of the plant from the seed, because the seeds lack endosperm and the fungi provide the nutrition to the baby plant. In this picture, you are watching the orchids, and I took this picture in the National Orchid Garden in the Singapore Botanical Gardens. This is very beautiful garden with various colorful species of orchids. And here in this picture, you can see the orchid mycorrhiza, and the green color represents the fungus, and it forms coils in the deep down layers of the root of the orchid. Next, coming towards the arbutoid mycorrhiza. This type of mycorrhiza involves plants of Ericaceae, and these plants belong to subfamily Arbutoideae. It is, however, different from the ericoid mycorrhiza and resembles to the ectomycorrhiza, both functionally and in terms of the fungi involved. It forms a mantle layer, but it differs from the ectomycorrhiza in that some hyphae actually penetrate into the root cells, making this type of mycorrhiza as ectendomycorrhiza. So arbutoid mycorrhiza is also known as ectendomycorrhiza. The next is monotropide mycorrhiza. This type of mycorrhiza occurs in the subfamily Monotropoideae of Ericaceae, as well as several genera in the Orchidaceae. The plants are achlorophyllous. This means that they contain no chlorophyll, and hence they are unable to synthesize their own food in the form of carbohydrates. So they are heterotrophic or the mixotrophic and derive their carbon from the fungal partner. This is thus a non-mutualistic or a parasitic type of mycorrhizal association forms. They use their mycorrhizas not only to obtain minerals and nutrients, but also get carbon supplies of the nearby plants via their roots. So this type of mycorrhizal association is found by the achlorophyllous plants, which get their nutrition from the fungi, and fungi get the nutrition from the other plants which are the photosynthetic, and those plants provide the carbohydrates to the fungus, and the fungus provide the nutrition to the achlorophyllous plants. And here in this picture you can see Monotropa uniflora, and this is the achlorophyllous plant that get the nutrition from the fungi, and the fungi get the nutrition from the other plants which are present in the forest. And here in this picture, you can see the mycorrhizal association showing the Hartig net. Here you can see the some hyphae are present in between the root cells, and the hyphae project into an epidermal cell here in the form of a small penetrating structure, and this structure represents a type of endomycorrhizal association because the hyphae penetrate inside the root cell of the host plant. This diagram is showing different types of mycorrhizae, and here you can see the ectomycorrhiza, and this is the mantle layer, or you can say that this is the fungal sheath. Fs represents the fungal sheath, and here you can see the Hartig's net. The dark color between the adjacent cells represents the Hartig net, which is an interface that provides a surface area for the exchange of nutrients between the fungi and the plant. Here you can see the extra radical mycelium, which is formed by the endomycorrhizal fungi, that is the vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, and these are the vesicles and these are the arbuscules. Here you can see some other structures which are different from the vesicles, and these are called the sclerotia. These sclerotia are the perinating structures that help the fungi to survive under unfavorable conditions. If you see a larger image of these arbuscules, here you can see these arbuscules are highly branched structures from where the exchange of nutrients takes place. And here you can see the orchid mycorrhiza, in which the fungi penetrate inside the deep layers and form the coils. And this picture represents the ericoid mycorrhiza, in which the fungi do not penetrate inside the deep layers, but it is restricted to the outer layers of the root plant, of the root of the host plant. And here you can see arbutoid mycorrhiza, in which a very small fungal sheath is also formed, and sometimes the hyphae also form network in between the cells of the host, and this is known as the Hartig net. So this is why the arbutoid mycorrhiza is called the ectendomycorrhiza. And in the monotropoid mycorrhiza, here you can see the hyphae penetrates in the form of only minute structures. Here you can see the small entrance of the hyphae into the epidermal cells of the host, but sometimes it also forms a Hartig net. So this is the monotropoid mycorrhiza, and this picture shows the comparison of all types of mycorrhizal associations present between the fungi and the plants belonging to different families. This table shows the comparison of various types of mycorrhiza with respect to their root structures and the fungal components. And here you can see septate hyphae, and these hyphae are absent in the vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza, and sometimes these hyphae may be present. So these symbol represents, the minus symbol represents the absence and the plus symbol represents the presence. But if the plus symbol is in parentheses, it means sometimes these structures are present, and if the minus symbol is present in the parentheses, this shows that sometimes these structures are absent. So sometimes the both plus and minus symbol are present. This means these structures may be present or they may be absent. So most of the fungi that form the vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal association belongs to lower fungi, that is the members of Glomeromycota. These are aseptate hyphae. And since this vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal association, the hyphae penetrates in the cell, so it is represented by the plus symbol. And the hyphal coils are formed. Sometimes they are formed and sometimes they do not form. The arbuscules are formed in these fungi, and the fungal sheath is always absent because it is the character of ectomycorrhizal association. And here you can see the Hartig net is also absent in the vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. It is the characteristic feature of ectomycorrhizal association. And the vesicles are sometimes present, and in some species the vesicles are absent, so it is represented by plus and minus. The host plants are mostly vascular plants, and in case of ectomycorrhizal association, the host plants are mostly gymnosperms, and the gymnosperms are considered as the obligate mycorrhizal plants because they cannot survive without the formation of ectomycorrhizal association. And this association is also observed in the angiospermic trees, but vesicular arbuscular mycorrhizal association is formed in the angiosperms, and it is mostly formed between the crop plants and the fungi belonging to Glomeromycota. And these associations are formed between the fungi that belong to Basidiomycota and Ascomycota, and sometimes ectomycorrhizal association is formed by the members of Mucromycota. Like genus Endogone forms ectomycorrhiza, was previously belonged to Zygomycota, but now it is classified under Mucromycota. The order Glomales of Zygomycota is now at the rank of division Glomeromycota as per classification given in 2001. So this is all about the comparison of different types of mycorrhizal associations with respect to the root structures and the fungal component. This is all about this lecture. For further reading, you may consult the book Working with Mycorrhizas in Forestry and Agriculture. Thank you.